I've recently started a sign-up list for my comic Ominus Avenging Death. And while some of you know about my book and may know that I do comic book art, not everyone will know what this comic is all about. In this video, I'll answer the question, what is Ominus Avenging Death, and give you some information about the campaign, so please bear with me. The story of Ominus Avenging Death is very simple. It's a fight scene. It's a big 10-page fight scene between the hero Zadok, pronounced Zadok, and the monstrous villain Deathmonger. This story takes place in the Graveyard Gorge, and the purpose of the book is to serve as an introduction to the world of Ominus and the artwork that you can expect from me, Elliot Rodriguez. I'm still a few months away from finishing the first graphic novel for Ominus, so I thought that in the meantime I could entertain you fine people with an awesome fight scene similar to what you would see within the pages of an Ominus graphic novel. While the events in the book are not canon to the story of Ominus, I do feel that it's a great way to introduce to you the kind of work I plan to do with this IP. You can think of this book as a Marvel what-if story from back in the day. It's a one-and-done short story. The real story starts with Ominus number 1. Now, while the book of Ominus Avenging Death is done, I did decide, however, to redo the writing and the lettering to make it much better. I heard the voices of the many backers with regards to some of the flaws of the book, and I was compelled to make the much needed adjustments and add a few extras, making the book of Ominus Avenging Death a sweet premium collector's item. This book will include lots of extras like concept art, character bios, and an art gallery of some pinups and fan art. There's also going to be a world map where you can see where the events of this book take place. Including the short 10-page story, this book will have a total of 36 pages of content with a possibility of more depending on the campaign's performance. And when it launches, you'll be able to get yourself a copy of the book for just $10. I repeat, $10. Now, if you think that's a great deal for a crowd-funded indie comic, then get a load of this. People who sign up for the book will get an amazing 2 books for the price of 1 deal. I repeat, you'll get 2 books for the price of 1. This is only valid on launch day, however, which is on June 26th. So mark your calendars, people. And that's pretty much it. That's what this comic and the campaign are all about. I hope the artwork you've seen in the video and this incredible sales pitch was enough to get you excited about Ominus Avenging Death. Sign up today. The link is in the description below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one. Bam. 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 Bow. Ping. Pow. Pow. Ping. Pow. Shaoling. What's going on, everyone? And welcome to this latest episode of The Ominus Show. I am your host, Elliot Rodriguez. I'm an independent comic book artist. I draw stuff. I'm a CG artist also. Draw a lot of stuff for Comicsgate. Fan art, mostly. And then I'm working on my own stuff, obviously. So yeah, a little intro of sorts. I have to formalize like a nice. I have to pin a nice intro. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope everything is. Man, every time I do a live stream, I listen to it like right after because I'm really I don't know, like I'm really I don't know what the word could be like. I really want to make sure that the audio is just right. In the last stream with the Superman trailer, the audio was like it sounded really crazy. I don't know what's going on. But I want to make sure that the audio is nice because I want this to be a listening pleasure also. I don't want you guys to be hearing a lot of unnecessary noise in the background. So I hope the microphone is okay. It's the reason why I got the mic, to make everything sound nice, crisp, clean, cool. And also hopefully it's working. But yeah, just here what I have to my right is the date for the launch of my comic Ominus Avenging Death. For those that don't know, I am an artist and I have been working on my own IP for a long time. It's been on and off. Like I haven't been really like 100% focused on it until recently. But yeah, I managed to do a 10-page story last 2 years ago, and I'm going to launch it. I'm going to launch the book, try to get it funded because I would like to have a physical copy of it in my hands. And so if I can manage it, then that'd be great. And yeah, and as you saw in the video, the book serves as an introduction of sorts to the world of Ominous that I'm creating, and and so yeah, I thought it would be cool to start off with a nice little preview book, and then yeah. So this year, now that I'm 100% all in with Ominous, that's all I'm drawing. Yeah, we should be able to get more updates and more art as time progresses, and so yeah, after the launch of this campaign, take a little break from the campaign, and I'll continue drawing. And then I may, if the campaign funds, I may have like a second chance campaign in a year or so. And then after that is done and fulfilled, then I'll jump into the campaign for the Ominous graphic novel, Ominous #1. But yeah, I'm launching on June 26th, which is a month and 7 days, a month and a week away from today. So hopefully you guys can sign up. The link is in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. So please click it, sign up. And for the people that do sign up, you're going to get some amazing deals. What deals? Whatever do you mean, Elliot? particularly this deal. Here I'm going to have 3 covers on the campaign: cover A, cover B, and C. And yeah, so I'm going to have a really good deal where you can get all 3 covers, which would be 3 books, for the price of 2. So that means that you save $10. You get to keep $10 in your pocket. Who doesn't like that? So the only way that you can get in on this deal is by signing up. So please, the link is pinned in the chat. It's at the top of the chat. Just click on it, sign up. It's an Ominous newsletter. Yes, it's not specific for this campaign. It's an Ominous newsletter, and I'm going to use that newsletter to inform you about all the campaigns moving forward, not just this one. I'm also going to do a campaign for Ominous graphic novel #1, #2, and then #3, because I think it might be a three-part thing. It may extend into 4, because I'm not sure yet. What's not making me sure is I don't know exactly where to cut it off, so I can just keep it a nice, succinct story in and of itself. So I'm not quite sure yet where I'll cut that off at. But it may be a 3-piece, a 3-issue story, or it may be 4. If it's 4, it's to save me some money and also time, I guess, also because that would be a less amount of pages. I can get it done a little bit faster. It'll come out a little bit sooner, so that may be a plus. So yeah. Well, supposedly today I have scheduled a show. I have a guest. My guest is not here yet. I don't know if my guest is even aware that there's a thing going on. But yeah, if not, we'll just hang out for a little bit. I'll hang out for a little bit, and then yes, this week I have scheduled for Thursday. I have scheduled a what's the name? I got a show scheduled on Thursday with Pete Samedi. I think I still let me see if I can confirm that, because I think Pete sent out some information. Let me see. I think we're okay. Yeah. I think we're still good for. I think we're still good for Thursday. Yeah, for Thursday, I'm always going to have a Thursday show. So Thursday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'll be here talking with Pete and talking about his printing campaign, which is really interesting. I may look into that, so that hopefully I may look into that for my campaign. I mean, if $10 is cheap, then I could probably drop it down to like 5 for a physical book. And this newsprint, it could be a nice little entry level thing that I do there. And yeah, so that may be the thing. That may be the thing that I do. Yes, so please sign up. The link is here. Please sign up. I have 117 signups, which is great. I would like to get as many more as I can before the campaign actually launches. Remember that the only way to get in on these deals is by signing up. So if you want to save money, get a book for free practically, then the only way to do that is by signing up. So please make sure that you sign up. And Dennis is in the chat. What's going on, Dennis? How you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by. I don't know who else is in the chat lurking. Please make your presence known. Make your presence known. But yeah. Now let's take a look at some. Well, while we wait for my guest to come, if my guest decides to come, let's take a look at some. Let's take a look at some campaigns or something. Let's hang out. You guys have any campaigns you'd like to share? Let's see. Take a look at this. Let's take a look at Shaft and Jetty's campaign. Take a look at Spring Ball. Because I love that art that Malin did. That was amazing. Can't find it. Where the heck is it? Yeah, just a recommendation, because I'm seeing a bunch of this with deals, and yeah, just a recommendation. This is a recommendation for all people out there, who's doing who's got a campaign or who's promoting or anything like that, and not this isn't specific. Oh yeah, it could be also no. This is just a recommendation for everybody. Just for everybody, please just hear me out. On your profile link on Twitter, you should have in your profile, you should have a ready and clickable link to your campaign that you're currently funding. I say this because some of the people that I've had on the show, like I have to like look and look and look and look for the campaign for the link, and it shouldn't be that difficult. Like if let me see if I can boast myself for a minute. But I can show you guys what I'm talking about, because it's not. I mean, because it helps a lot. Because if someone is interested in buying your book and they want to know where do I get it, they know your name, and then they know that you are associated obviously to the comic, so they're going to look for your name, and then the first thing that pops up when they click on you is your profile info. So from there, they should be able to find any link necessary to back your campaign, to sign up for your campaign, to do everything. And so some people have like a pinned link that sometimes they change it and then they forget to update it. And there's all kinds of things going on. And so just a recommendation, please help everybody out. Please put your information on the profile, please. Yes, please. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you my stuff. I ain't scared. So see this, for example, it says right here, sign up for Ominus. And all you gotta do is click it right there, and that's it. You click it, and then you go to the page. I mean, it should be just that easy for anybody. And then you click on the thing, and then you sign up. Remember, put your name, and then you sign up your information, and then that's it. So it should be like that. It shouldn't be too difficult having to look for your stuff. Let me hold on. Let me see. So yeah, let's take a look at Spring Ball. And I got a question from Dennis. I'm gonna try to ignore it for as long as I can. I'm just kidding, Dennis. Just give me a second. Hold on. So there's Spring Ball Terminal Monstrosity #1. Taking a look at that John Malin cover. Look at that. Oh man, it's just beautiful. That's just beautiful, man. But let's take a look at the question. It says, Elliot, got a question. No wrong answer. There is a wrong answer. There is a wrong answer. When you say that, that means because there is a wrong answer. Would you have a Liam Gray? Are there others on your show to promote his campaign? Yeah. Why not? Yeah. I have no restrictions for guests. No, I have no
I mean, um, Liam. I don't want to badmouth anybody, but Liam Gray has been known to say things and then not necessarily have receipts for what he said. He's been known for that. And Matt Barr has always been very adamant attacking him for that because there was a moment in time where CG was attacking Liam. So that there was that moment in time. Um, Things have seemed to have shifted since Dino King. Liam has been brought back on the Kings again. He's been made a king, and so things have changed in that aspect. And so, yeah, I personally have no qualms with anybody, but except Yellow Flash. I just do not like Yellow Flash. I don't like how he left CG. I don't like how he badmouthed CG. And Aaron July just gets on my nerves. But um, like I wouldn't have any qualms having Matt Barr on the show, no. But if he's gonna come on here and be all erratic, like he is with his tweets, then I don't know, man. I might have to kick him. But I mean, but as long as everything is down cool with civility, if we can come and hang out, talk, and obviously we have differing ideas. No, we're not going to always agree on everything, and that's the beauty of debating and being able to have this open platform where you can talk about stuff and then exchange ideas. No, but in the spirit of that, yes. Promoting and giving a platform to people that openly disparage and talking bad against CG, no, I'm not going to do that either. No, so like a Will Perdomo, for example, to have him on the show. No, I'm not going to have him on the show. I don't want to have him on the show. Larry Higgins, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't really like having Larry on the show. Um, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, not personally. I wouldn't like having him on the show. Sturgis, no, I want to no. It was really interesting because when you look at it, like if you take a look at it's interesting. Quite interesting that you say that because and I mean, I just find it fascinating. Like, there's so many people that there's like drawn lines. There's people that are for CG, people are against CG, and then for some reason, everybody follows everybody. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on with that. Like, there's people out there that are CG that follow Yellow Trash. People out there, I don't know how things work, but I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I have no problem with having Liam on. Uh, in terms of his creativity and his ability to create and putting out books and stuff like that, yeah, he's a talented individual. No, he's incredibly talented. He knows how to. And when you see him pop up on streams, like he goes directly to the jugular with creators like, what's this guy about? What's his powers doing? Why is he there? What's the situation with this one, this guy, and this guy? You know, so he knows he seems has a good understanding and grasp of stories. So that's something that's valuable. No? Yeah, screw Yellow Trash. F that guy. So so yeah, so this is the John Malin cover. The link, I'm gonna put the link for this in the chat if anybody wants to back this. Take a look at that. Um but yeah. Yeah, great stuff here, man. Taking a look at this. Monstrosity. Yeah, if you got any other questions, man, pop them in the chat, man. Good conversation. Yeah, no problem at all, man. Yeah, thank you very much for stopping by, for hanging out. It means a lot. It means a lot that I'm not just talking into the void. Um, Wait, hold on. Let me see. Mm. So yeah, so recommendations. Your links should be right there, visible. Hold on, right there. You see, right there. There's a link for that. There's a link to my YouTube. There's my recent. No, there's links to that. So that should be right there. Right there, easy for you to see. You shouldn't have to be should have to look should have to look too far, too long, too hard to to find the links, man. Uh I want to share something with you guys. Sorry, trying to find it. Trying to get a good clip from Kangs. It'll pop up. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. Hold on. What up, guys? Me fapping Kangs.
Just because we have the freedom to do anything we want to do doesn't mean you should
Doesn't mean
do
we should.
anything you want to do.
Shane,
You know?
yeah, you set me into a fucking coughing fit, man. I couldn't even recover from that.
It's just because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean you have to use it all the time.
Yeah.
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 Or access to blood relatives. You know, you don't have to, Shane. You can just say no. Just say no, Shane.
Oh, he's muted. Shane, you're muted, buddy.
Oh, you're muted, Shane.
Yeah.
Nostalgic, it says.
Now, peace.
Dog was out here.
I thought he was trolling me. I thought he was. I thought he was. I like him. I like him a lot.
I have
either,
to do some.
Either way, he's entertaining for sure.
I got a handful of super chats I want to get through here real quick. Barb Rogers for 5. I mean, yeah, I'll back Chris Williams over Yellow Flash or anything Rippaverse because it looks way more interesting.
That's true.
Absolutely. DJ Gravy Mix for $14.99. Kanye released a song about being mad his kids were taken away. That only further demonstrates how unfit he is to be a father. Gutter culture, not genius. Wow.
Yeah.
Rasha Mataro for 2. Germans love David Hasselhoff. That's true. Caveman for 2. Killer is a slow burn. Also,
Wait, just a second. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that, Dennis? Can you confirm if you can hear that? I think you can, right? Hello? Hello? Okay, cool. I'll continue playing.
comedy.
It
Did you
is.
find that? Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I made it through that movie.
It's weird. It needs a second viewing. Well, there's a hidden thing. Every time he has an ID, like one of his IDs is Ted Bundy, George Jefferson. Like he's using names from TV.
Yeah.
The
Cable
other
Guy
thing
did
is
that.
like when you watch it a second time, if you sit down and watch it first time, he has a list of rules as a hitman. He monologues at the very beginning. As he goes through the film, he breaks every one of those rules.
Yeah, but why would you pick Ted Bundy, Fred Flintstone? You know, like in Cable Guy, the dude was like, he picked subtle names from like 50s what are TV shows. Like
I'm trying to get to a specific point.
Names,
I'm trying to get.
right? I mean, if I went in there with Fred Flintstone, I think they're gonna know that I ain't Fred.
All right, here we go.
Dennis Rodriguez. Remember,
Such a piece of shit. He's
All right, hear this, guys. Listen to this. Listen to this part.
yeah. No, I think
Yeah.
somebody photoshopped those.
Yeah, I think
because
Piece of
you're
Shit did
two
something with
lefts
them.
or something like that.
Yeah. Piece of shit's hilarious.
It is funny.
Yeah. Sean for $2 says, "Save the black child, lost the wallet." Shit. Superman grabbing that poor black child. Dennis Rodriguez, member for 5 months. Hail Kangs and the almighty chat. Hail to you, Dennis Rodriguez. Elliot Rodriguez has a project coming up. We're gonna have to get him on here too. So I was trying to think all night. I'm like, who was it I
Looks
talked
good.
to?
Did you hear that?
So we're gonna try to get him up on here. Tom Tuttle next week on Post Kangs. Travis Perrick for 5. Shane, our Marvel Fanfare Omnibus Volume 1 are being shipped out by Amazon right now. Take out the first start. Shane, Marvel Fanfare Omnibus Volume 1 is being shipped out by Amazon right now.
Yeah, I know. There's those things are hit or miss.
Yeah, I just wanted to pause that so you guys can hear that. This was on Kangs last week, Monday. John said that. That completely caught me off guard. I had no idea that I was possible to be a guest on there. So if that's possible, great. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. We haven't scheduled anything, so I don't expect me to be on tonight, I don't think. But hopefully if it happens, it'd be great to see to hang out with with John and Shane and everybody else. I mean, Bosch, Shath, and Dan, and Salty. But yeah, just wanted to share that. And yeah, I'm gonna bring this down because my guest is in the back. So all right, sweet. So yeah, so I'm just showing that off. Yeah. Pow. What you think of that, Dennis? But yeah, so my guest is in the back. Scheduling conflicts that always happen because we never know when the heck things are going on. Someone's streaming on one time, somebody else streaming at another time, and so the time zones, all kinds of stuff that can get confused. But anyways, here today we have a good guest, the creator of Outlaw Nights, which we see in the thumbnail. And my guest is Ben. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Fusilier. Fusilier. I don't know, but I'll get him on. We'll talk and hang out for a little bit, and then see what he's got to say about his book. And that's it. So everybody, please in the chat, please give us a big round of applause for Ben. What's going on, Ben? How you doing?
Oh Lord, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was late.
No.
I had it written down in my schedule. I put 10:30. I put 11:30 Central, and it was for Eastern. So
yeah, no worries at all, man. No worries. Yeah, it's great to have you, man. We've been like tiptoeing back and forth, like playing what's this like microphone? No, what's it called? Broken telephone? No, we've been trying for a long time to get you on the show. But we've never been able to get it to schedule just right until now. No, so I'm really happy to have you here. And so please, what you been up to? What's going on with you?
I've been streaming a lot, been promoting the heck out of Outlaw Nights, trying to get it across the globe. The world needs it.
Definitely, man. And tell us about the book, because if I'm not mistaken, you've been working on this book for a long time. You've been this has been a project of yours for a long time.
Very much. Yes, indeed.
Yes. So how did this whole project start? Tell us like the influences. How did you get this idea?
So I first started thinking of this idea like close to 20 years ago. Actually, more than 20 years ago at this point. I first started thinking of this when I saw Pirates of the Caribbean in theaters.
Nice.
The first one. And I was, I just really loved the idea of like the story concepts behind pirates, but I wanted to do it in a way that was kind of fun, kind of action packed, and really, I guess, futuristic. Because the big thing about pirate stories is that you're kind of limited by like with flintlock pistols and swords and like wooden ships and all that. And I wanted to do something space age. I wanted to do something fun. And so, as I was going around, I was also watching a lot of space pirate stuff in media, like in anime and in other things. And I found like I just didn't like their particular take on it. I didn't like how a lot of space pirate stories, they felt like they were lacking certain things, in my opinion. And so I just started playing around with this. And, I was originally a film guy. So this was sort of like an idea I was going to mess with for a film, but I was going to wait till I was super rich and famous. And as I got older, I realized that was not the most realistic goal.
Yeah.
And so around 2017-ish, I was paying attention to the indie comics boom online, particularly with CG. And I really liked it because I liked the fact that for a change, like people who were conservative or like right-leaning were actually doing something to counter the pushback that was going on in mainstream. It was like, it seemed like all I had seen from like conservative types was this, like, you know, oh, we're just going to sit around and complain about what they're doing in the mainstream. And I like the fact that there were people who were like, you know what, we're not just going to complain, we're going to create our own market.
Alternatives, yeah.
And so I wanted to get on board, and I was like, I'm a writer, I want to write a comic book. And when I was racking my brain, I'm like, what kind of comic book should I write? I'm like, well, I've had this idea in the back of my mind that I haven't done anything with. So, you know, why not do this? And so I gave it I wrote it out as a comic script, and I found that it actually, I think it works best as a comic book. And so I got my touch with some artists, and everything just kind of clicked into place. And yeah, we've been doing pretty well. Issue 1 funded back in 2019. And so now I'm trying to get issue 2 out there, although I kind of took a little too much time off in between issues. So the entire landscape kind of changed on me. So I'm pretty much doing it from the ground up all over again.
No, yeah, because 2019, that's a completely different. CG was completely different back then than what it is now, and and I mean, you stepped away for personal reasons, or because like you just didn't have the energy to continue creating, or was it creative or personal reasons why you stepped away?
It was more just yeah, it was sort of like I was sort of resting for a while, because I think like, you know, I'm even though I have extroverted tendencies, I also am very much an introverted type. So it's like I was kind of stepping away from the internet for a while to kind of chill, recharge my batteries. And then
too much draining from the promoting machine.
Yes, but you know, I realized that I can't keep taking breaks like that, because you know, this is this thing is always changing, so you got to keep up with it.
That is very true. Yeah, and you always what I've noticed also is that you have to be you have to make your presence felt at all times, though, because the moment that you stop like posting, like for example, I used to go like a few days without posting any art or out posting anything, and then when I noticed that I get back to it, it's almost like that momentum that you were building up just completely dies off. So it's always good to just always be there, you know. So
yeah,
that's a good idea. And it's difficult sometimes though, because sometimes we want to relax, take a break, or like you say, no, just recharge the batteries, and then you got to find a way to balance them both out. No?
Definitely.
Awesome. What were some of like in terms of like you approaching the whole campaign situation? Has much changed from then to now, or do you feel that in terms of like handling and managing the actual campaign, running the campaign, that's still the same, or?
It just seems like, I think like I've noticed that I think it's probably due to the economic conditions we're dealing with, but I just feel like it's a little harder these days to get backers in. And I think, you know, I've back in the day, like I was seeing a lot of awesome campaigns that were launching, and a lot of them did not pan out. And I think people are a little more reserved and more skeptical now.
Yeah,
because they're worried that they're going to invest a lot of money in something and then it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I took a lot of time to basically fund the creation of the book myself for issue 2. So issue 2 is done. So really, this funding is mostly going towards shipping and printing.
Yeah. Would it be okay to say there's like a second chance of sorts for that first issue?
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
and I did launch a second chance campaign, which is currently still in demand on Indiegogo for issue 1. But yeah, for this one, we're definitely offering both.
Nice. And so issue 1 was done back when, issue 2 recently, and then after And then issue 3 is coming up much later, or
I'm gonna be working on issue 3 pretty much right after I'm done with fulfilling this campaign. I've got, I've been thinking about it for a good while, and now that like I feel like I'm a little bit older than I was when I wrote the original scripts for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got, a better handle on what people want and how to convey the story. Although, I mean, issues 1 and 2 are awesome, but
Yeah.
now issue 3 is going to be even more awesome. So,
sweet. And is this an ongoing series?
oh, very much so. This is
Yeah.
issue 2 of about 10, although it may even
okay.
go on longer, depending.
That first story arc is 10 issues.
Yep.
10 issues. All right, cool. Awesome, man. And yeah, just wanted to say hi to some people to the chat. We got Omer in the chat. What's going on, man? Thank you very much for stopping by. We got
Yo.
Marinus. Yeah, I got the name right. Marinus. And awesome stuff, man. And so how are you handling that whole situation or concern that you see from backers? Like you say that backers now are a little bit more reluctant to back. How are you approaching that? How are you going to ease their consciousness to help back?
Well, the biggest thing is that I am I'm very cognizant about getting it out and getting it done in a very timely manner. That's why I went ahead and got the issue done before like really launching this campaign.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure that like once the money gets to my account, it's like we're going right away. We're printing and we're shipping. Like no delay time, because that's very important.
Was there a delay time in the previous campaigns, or are you saying that delay time from just that perception that people might have?
With issue 1, when we funded it, the idea is that we were still producing it, so
Okay.
it took me a while to get the book done and then shipped. So I think there was definitely a delay there, and there was also a delay because we ran into some issues where I think midway through the book, my original artist kind of dropped off. And so I had to get in a new artist to finish it up. So it was a little chaotic, but I managed to get it all done. But this time around, like I made sure that we did all that beforehand. So,
Nice. That's great. And speaking of the artists, who's doing the interiors, or who did the interiors on this first book?
on the first book, the first half was done by Render Contender, and then the second half was done by Simon Potier. He really pulled my bacon out of the fire.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's old school too. Old school CG.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. And then in issue number 2, you got the same. You got Simon back on.
For issue number 2, I was trying out an artist, Juanito Arquaris. And he's done a few things. He's kind of I would say he's kind of up and coming.
Yeah.
And he's really good. Because so far everybody's loving the interiors from issue 2, and I've even heard people say they prefer the interiors from issue 2 to issue 1. So
this is on the screen right now is issue 2, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that looks great. That looks good. I like that. And then Dennis, he wants a boobies print. Will there be a boob print?
I mean, right now we've only really got one set of boobs, but issue 3 is going to be introducing a new set of boobs. So,
nice, sweet. Yeah, the interiors for this look much nicer, much more refined. Yeah, I dig that.
Heck yeah.
And how did you go about finding the artists? Like, are they also in the CG sphere, or did you find them from an outside source?
Yeah, it was pretty much the CG sphere. Like, really, I just did it the simple way. I was just looking at artists on X, and I was looking at their portfolios, and just whichever ones kind of sang to me, whichever ones
Yeah.
were like, okay, like this style is exactly what I want. This style is, yeah, you know.
Nice. Yeah,
And
and,
that-
and so far everybody's been open. You haven't had any any denials or anything of everybody's been open to work with the IP.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, good.
I think like there were a couple of artists in the beginning there that I think either like didn't write back, or there were a couple who like the prices were just a little too high for me because I'm a poor man. So, you know.
No, yeah. I definitely hear that. No, we have to manage with what we got. You know, because in my case, I have just a slight advantage because I'm able to like draw, and then like I can sell like an original piece, and then I use that money, you know, to help make the book also. You know? So yeah, it's have to find ways to get the cash flow coming in.
Oh, definitely. You know.
Do you take like commissions for writing work also?
I haven't yet, but I would like to. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Is there a lot of demand for that? Do you see among writers like people that normally they recommend or ask or?
I haven't really seen that. I think most of the time, most people want to write their own books, which I don't knock them for, but I think that a lot of folks would do well to consult with somebody who writes like professionally, just because I notice a lot of in certain books that I've backed in the past, I've noticed a lot of kind of amateurish mistakes that get through, and it's like, you take another look at that, take another pass at that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And so in that case, you're an advocate for editors on books. Do you have an editor?
100%. I do not, because I edit it myself, because
Okay.
this is my thing, you know.
Yeah.
And
That's also an expense on itself. Also having to get another editor to check it out. Yeah.
yeah,
Adds to the
the
production
biggest
cost. Huh?
the biggest thing with editing is like once you write it out, you know, kind of let it sit for a minute, you know, kind of focus on something else for a bit, and then come back to it, and then look at it with fresh eyes, because you'll notice that, like, you know, especially on like first drafts, people tend to make a lot of mistakes because they're just trying to get the ideas out there, and it's like you want to refine it, you want to tighten things up, get rid of any mistakes that slipped through, all that jazz.
Yeah, definitely, man. Has there been any writers in CG or outside of CG that have caught your attention, that have inspired you in your writing?
Not that much, I would say. Well, right now, Patrick Quinlan has got my attention with Phantom.
Nice.
Just because I feel like his idea is so unique. Like that, I was, you know, I think a lot of folks, you know, a lot of stories that we see, you can kind of relate them to other stories from the past, and that's not a bad thing. But it's like his idea is so different from things I've seen. Like I can't relate it to anything I've seen before. So that's rare.
Nice. Awesome stuff, man. And then apart from that, like in the mainstream, any writers that have influenced you and inspired you in your writing?
Well, the mainstream guys,
Yeah.
they mostly gave me confidence in my own writing, because I saw a lot of writing that I was just kind of like, wow, really? This made it past editorial? I was just like, that kind of inspiring, you know, like, because I was kind of, you know, I think most people tend to be their own harshest critics, and I was just kind of like, I don't know if I have what it takes to make it in mainstream. And then I read a lot of what the mainstream's been producing, and I was like, oh, well, if this could make it, hell, I can make it. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, there's a lot of that, because you think that you see some under par performance, writing wise, and so you figure that you can. Yeah, good stuff. No, you figure you can do better than that. Nice, that's nice. And then Omer says that's because Pat Q is a commie. He's a commie. I didn't know that.
He's he's a good man.
Because
And
it must be the Russian the Russian stuff that he likes. Yeah, I had him on the show last week.
yeah.
Nice. And what did you say? What would you say is your opinion on like the current landscape of CG? You know, because we're talking about it. It's changed a lot. Landscape has definitely changed. What is your opinion on that?
I would say I just wish that there was more of a sense of unity. It
Yeah.
seems like everybody's kind of off in their own little groups. And I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just, I loved the beginnings of CG where everything was very grassroots and everybody was kind of coming together. And I'd like to see that again,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, for example, would you say that there has been a sense of entitlement from some creators out there?
Some, yeah.
I think that's been one big obstacle, or one that has also caused much of this shift. Because people seem to think that just because they have something that they're automatically entitled to be everywhere, do everything, and get all the support. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't always work out like that. Because at least from what I've seen, you have to prove your worth. To people in the chat, the people in the community have to see you, have to know who you are. So I think that goes a long way.
Oh, definitely.
And then Marina says, if I may comment on the campaign, I missed the page count per book. As a backer, I have to know what I get. Yeah, how many pages are in this book?
So
issue one.
Issue 1 is 25 pages, and issue 2 is about 28 pages plus artwork.
Sweet. 25 on issue 1 and 28 on issue 2. Nice. He's a spy. Who's a spy? I'm not a spy. Are you a spy? I'm not a spy.
He's talking about Patrick.
Oh, yeah, Patrick's a spy.
He's trying to bring it down.
No, man. Patrick's cool. And he has a doppelganger. That's probably it. I don't know. That's
Lordy.
awesome. Yeah. But yeah, so 28 5 pages, 28. Are there plans on getting everything together in a trade paperback issue or
most definitely.
Cards?
That is my end goal, but I want to get I'm going to do each issue up to the end of the saga, and then I want to compile them all and put it out there as a graphic novel. I think that would be great.
Nice. All 10 issues, the 10 issue story arc in one big book.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that would be great. Nice. And then what comes after that? You just continuing stories with the characters?
Yeah, I've got some spin-off stories that are gonna take place in the universe. I know I've definitely got one in my mind of a prequel story about the captain of the pirate ship Hazard. His name is Ivory, and yeah, I've definitely a sort of how he came to be kind of story. And then I've got an idea for Cyrus's future, maybe a sequel story, but I'm not sure if I want to include that in this arc or if I want to wait till next arc. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And so just for the people that I don't know, because I'm not too familiar either, these are the two main characters that we're looking at right now on the screen?
For issue 2, yeah.
The main characters are different in issue 1?
Well, it's that the main character of the entire saga is Cyrus, who's the guy with the gun there.
Okay.
And I would say that in this issue in particular, that the blonde guy there, Serpent, is sort of the secondary main character of this issue, just because he's kind of guiding him around.
Nice. Cyrus and Serpent. All right, cool. And then this is Serpent.
No, that is the
That's another
villain
one.
of this issue. That is Wellington. He is a British soldier that specializes in hunting pirates.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Is a pirate hunter. And then this is Cade. I think Omer was mentioning her in the chat. Cade?
Oh, that is Code.
Code. I'm sorry. KO Code. Sorry. Code.
And Code mainly, she was in issue 1, and she shows up a little bit in issue 2, but not really much. But yeah, she's mostly in issue 1. She mostly bails out everybody with that big ol' Gatling gun.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. That's a dope weapon to have. You take out all your enemies with that one. Yeah, nice, man. And why did you why are you launching on Indiegogo and not, for example, like on Fund My Comic, or why?
Well, for
Is there a preference?
Well, for issue 2 here, I actually launched on all 3 platforms. I am
nice.
on Indiegogo, I'm on Kickstarter, and I'm on Fund My Comic. Unfortunately, the Kickstarter is doing terribly to the point where I'm probably gonna pull the plug on that one. Yeah. But the Fund My Comic, we're about 30% funded. The Indiegogo is the Indiegogo is already
there,
above and beyond. So
do you think, for example, that's because like you have like a set base of fans that already know about the IP on Indiegogo?
That, and the fact that I think on most of the shows I've been going on, I've mostly been using the Indiegogo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. How has your experience been with Indiegogo versus Fund My Comic? Is there much difference? Do you have a preference? Is it the same? How would you?
I mean, it's one of those things where I really like Fund My Comic. I just I've noticed in the past I've had more trouble pulling backers on there than I have on Indiegogo. But I think that's, I'm hoping that's going to change in the future, because Fund My Comic, like, I know Luke Stone, he's a great guy. And like, I think that it's an awesome idea to do a website like that. And really the features of the website are much more user friendly. So yeah.
Nice. So you haven't had any issues with being shadow banned or anything on IG on Indiegogo?
I was shadow banned once a while back, because I did try to launch issue 2, I think about 2 years ago. That was before we were done the book, though. I had like a set goal to get the book funded, and then for some reason I was just somebody at one point when I was on a live stream said, "Hey, I can't find the campaign." And I was like, "What?" And I went on there. Yeah, we were shadow banned. Like, the only way people could get the link, the only way people could see the book was if I gave them the link directly. They couldn't look it up on the website. I thought that was BS. So I deleted my original account on IG, and I said, F them. I'm not doing them anymore. And then like a couple years passed, and I was like, well, I'll give it a shot again. Hell.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, good. We're glad it's working out great. No, for the moment, everything's been running smoothly.
Yes, very much.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, there was that issue, that period where everybody was getting shadow banned. Anybody that said anything or was remotely tied to CG, bam, shadow banned. That was one of the primary reasons why Luke ventured out to get his to do that Fund My Comic stuff, which is great. Yep. It worked out for everybody. That's good. Awesome stuff, man. The cover, you have how many covers options do you have here?
I've only got one. I've only got one cover at this. I think you're probably thinking of one of the posters. That one.
Because it says here A.
Oh, that's a
and
poster.
Then here it says B. 4 posters. Okay. Nice. And what size are the posters?
God, I forgot the exact measurements. I've got a couple of them here, but they're they're fairly big.
Are they coming rolled up, or are they coming in the book like a print, or is it-
No, they're too big to come in the book. They're
nice?
but they're not going to be rolled up. I mail them flat, like up against the board, just because I
Nice.
don't want any creases or damaging on it.
Yeah, me neither, man. Getting folded posters is not usually the thing that people like. Yeah, good stuff, man. So they get a set of 4 posters. Was that a stretch goal on the campaign?
Oh no, that's those are add-ons that you can add. So it's like
Oh, okay.
if you like a specific poster, you can add it on to whichever tier you back. And then also for the email list, there's a secret poster that's specific to them. So
Nice. That's like a newsletter. They get all the information there.
yeah.
Nice. That's sweet. Do you feel working with a newsletter is much better than sending out updates on Indiegogo, or is that
I like it. I mean, I was just always advised back in the day, like before launching, like make sure you build up your email list.
Yeah.
And I found like, a lot of my backers come from the email list. So I think that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build up mine. Yes, it takes a while, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I want to hopefully work with the list, and then just in case anybody who's watching, the sign up list is pinned in the chat. Just click on it, sign up, and then you get some awesome discounts. But check that out. And any recommendations or advice that you would give for future first time creators about what things to worry about when they're running their own campaigns?
I would say take the time to get on channels, and promoting the email list is a good way to start. Get people knowing about it and thinking about it before you launch. In my case, like, I mean, a lot of creators like to add on a bunch of different perks and stuff. I would say keep it fairly simple, especially when it's your first time. Because the biggest thing in any creative endeavor, whether it be movies, comics, TV shows, video games, etc., anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So you got to be ready for some delays and to do some maneuvers. And so I would say, like try to keep your promises fairly simple so that there's not as much of a chance of things going off the rails.
Yeah, definitely. And then I wholeheartedly agree, because there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong. Yeah, and you never know. Like it's like anything could change. You know, like for example, this situation with the tariffs could possibly affect your business. No, and anything could reverberate back to you, and then could affect in some way or form. No, so it's always good to try to have your eyes and ears open and see everything.
I would say, yeah.
And you recently launched the campaign like live on Katie did, I think, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, it just popped up, and then I thought you were you planning that, or is that?
Oh yeah, I was planning that. I just I didn't. Yeah, how do I put it? Like, I wasn't expecting it to be a big like group stream, but I mean that's all right, you know.
Did you know there were going to be other people on the show?
I figured there would be, but I wasn't sure how many. I didn't realize it was going to be a big thing where everybody was just kind of looking at videos and stuff.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, but Katie's cool like that to just have everybody on, hang out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm glad that she's back. She came back, when was it? Saturday, I think it was. She got back after being false flagged.
Yes.
That sucks.
More fun,
yeah,
more fun, ridiculous drama.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of that, Can never have too much. So it's always good stuff. And who did the artwork for this? Is this also the same as the interior artist?
That is from issue 1. That was done by our original interior artist, Render Contender.
Ah, nice. Yeah, good artwork.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. Like, unfortunately, he just kind of dropped off the scene, and it's kind of a mystery to everybody what happened, because he hasn't touched his social media at all, like, and he's just stopped responding to messages. I don't know if like something happened or not. Like,
That may be it.
I know, and I hope he's okay. You know?
Yeah, if it's sudden out of nowhere and then it's just mute radio silence, it could be something personal at home. That sucks.
I know. And he was just super talented, and he was still kind of getting started.
Nice. Yeah, Marinus is the moderator. Yeah, thank you very much for putting out the links. Yeah, Outlaw issue 2. Yeah, boy. Awesome stuff. And these stickers are stickers that you've had from the previous campaign also? Are these new stickers?
These are pretty new.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, basically, if we can hit 1K, we're going to be doing those as stickers. So that's our that's our main stretch goal incentive for the moment.
Cool. Any ideas to like do upgrades to the book? Like I don't know, like a spot UV or anything like that?
I hadn't
Maybe
thought of that.
foils?
But that might be a good idea for a stretch goal.
Yeah. And the Fund My link. What is that for? Oh, you have it on Fund My comic also. That's right. Let's check that out. See if I can.
Surely.
Hold up. Kickstarter for my comic. Yeah, I was before you jumped on, I was recommending to everybody who's got a campaign out there, like, to make sure that your links are easily accessible. It's my recommendation, because trying to like find, like, some people don't have their links like immediately on their profile, and so you have to like dig through tweets to try to find it. Luckily it's not the issue with you in your case, because I was able to get. See, for example, I just clicked on your profile, I got the link, and it's right here. So that should be the way that it should be set up, just in case for anybody out there. Make sure you have the links right there on your profile.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Let's check out the video.
Absolutely.
Let's check it out.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. Is that was that also who did the trailer for that one?
Have you heard of the book Skits?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the couple who did Skits. They they got their own film company, Verse Films, and so I hired them to put that together, just because I have some editing skill, but there's a lot of things I don't know. Like, I didn't know how to do like camera pans on still images and things like that. So
Yeah, it's
Ask
not easy.
them.
Nice. I didn't know they were open for stuff like that. That's awesome.
Oh, definitely.
Because normally we got Vaughn that's like dominating the whole trailer scene right now. He's got a bunch of great trailers out there. Good stuff, man. And you got this done a while back, also, or is that recently for this campaign?
Oh yeah, I got that done. I think about 2 years ago.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it still holds up, man. Good stuff.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't know if I pronounced your last name right. Fuselier?
Well, Fusilier.
Fusilier.
It's that fake English. It's
Cajun.
it's that fake French. You know.
One more time, could you say it? Fusilier? Fusilier?
Yeah, that's it.
Fusilier. Fusilier. Wow. I feel French when I say that. That's awesome. Fusilier.
Well, it's fake
Nice.
French. You know, it's pretend French.
Yeah, from New Orleans. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Awesome stuff, man. So yeah, I mean, this is part 2 of Outlaw Nights by Ben Fuselier. You know, he's the creator. He's been in CG for a long time. You know, so it's good to check this out. The book 1 is done. Book 2 is also done. We got 25 pages on the first, 28 pages on the second. Yeah, good. Awesome stuff, man. Have you ever would you ever consider like getting your book done in newsprint? Maybe for like an to get like an easier like an entry level point for new backers? No, like would you ever consider doing newsprint?
I don't know how that'd work out. Just because, like, I don't know. I like the glossy pages. You know.
Oh, okay. That's a personal preference that you would like the glossy stuff.
Yeah, and you
Nice.
know, just with like the specific, you know, the quality of the art in and of itself. Like I like having a nice thick page to, you know.
Nice.
So I'm the
Yeah,
kind of
'cause,
guy who, like, when I've read comics, like I can easily destroy them by accident, like with the way I read. So it's like I like to have a nice thick page for people to...
Nice. Yeah, no, yeah, that's also great because everything has got his pros and his cons. No, I like both also. No, but I mean, like for the sense of like, you know, there could be like new backers out there that may not want to spend $25 on the book. Maybe you can offer the same thing at a $5 price. Though, I was thinking like along the lines of that. That could be like one pro. Because I'm gonna have Pete on the channel Thursday, and we're gonna talk about his new print campaign where he's gonna do in-house printing of newsprint comics, and so I'm really considering jumping in on that. So I wanted to see what your opinion on this was about that.
Oh, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's a great medium for people. It's just that with my story in particular, I just think that it probably would be better with a thicker page.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, because not everything translates though. Because for example, there's like a lot of glares and things and visual things that some colorists do that may not translate all the way well to newsprint. Because I was thinking like maybe even simplifying the coloring in some cases, or just doing like a black and white thing, you know, would be one way to go about it. Because because newsprint it's a different beast.
It's old school.
Yeah, definitely, man. Awesome stuff, man. And how do you do your writing? Like, do you plot everything out? Like, is it full script, or do you just do you work with an outline and then later write in dialogue?
I did for issue 1. I did an outline that, and then I started writing the script, and then I noticed, like, as I was writing it, it kind of the story flow itself kind of veered me off of the outline, and it just kind of took a life on its own.
Nice. Now you have all 10 issues already written out, or
no.
You just got to book three, I think, right?
Yeah, like, well, I've got the overall story arc kind of figured out. Like, I'm still plotting out a lot of the middle of it, I know where we're gonna end up. That's the thing. Like,
Okay.
and I kind of prefer to write that way just because a lot of times in the middle of things, yeah, it's like ideas will come to me that will like kind of veer me away from what I was initially planning,
Yeah.
which I think is the best way to do it because it's like the story itself is kind of telling itself.
Yeah, and then you leave yourself open to adjust to those kinds of changes though, because yeah, things like that happen. You start off with one concept and then it changes quite a bit by the time you get done with the actual book. No?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've noticed that happen on mine also. Like I had an initial concept of it, and then what I have now is a little bit different aesthetically, visually, from what I had in mind. And I mean, it works great. I think it looks great. And I just let it go for what it is. No, like you say, no, it just takes a life on its own and just let it form itself and manifest into what it becomes. So it's great.
Amen.
Some stuff, man. And yeah, I think that'll be it for us today. Today, guys. Don't forget, I'll be back on Thursday. Thursday, I'm going to talk with Pete about the printing. I want to pick his brain and see what info I can get from him, because I may jump in on that. Hopefully, the campaign will still be up by the time I try to get on it, because I don't know how long he's going to plan on running that campaign, and I want to jump on while it's still possible, while I still can. And
Amen.
And Ben, also you also have a channel, I think, where you also do streams. Is streaming also?
Yes, I do. It's it's simply called Fusebox, and my little show I do is called Fusebox Engaged.
Fusebox Engaged. And I'm pretty sure I have the link for that in the description. But just in case, if you don't, it'll be in the description when the stream is over. So be sure to follow the sub to Ben's channel as well. And is that mostly just do you just interview other people also on the show, or?
I do. I'll interview folks, and I also like to just kind of talk about pop culture stuff, mostly related to like, what new games or what new movies are coming out and do they look good or not, kind of. And I like to critique stories in particular. I think like a lot of people like to focus on just kind of drama surrounding like actors and stuff, and it's like I prefer to talk about the meat of the story, like what works, what doesn't work, and like if it doesn't work, how could they have done it in a way that would pull off the same message. So yeah, and I keep it kind of fast and loose,
And that would be, for example, critique that would apply to like the movie after the fact, like after it's come out. Not necessarily, for example, how we see now that there's critique and there's criticism more than anything about, like, for example, the Fantastic Four movie, and it's not even out yet. So in your case, you comment after the fact.
Pretty much. I mean, I'll do the whole thing of like I'll pretend like, okay, I'll play the prediction game of like, okay, what do you think they're gonna do in this case or that case, because a lot of these patterns tend to repeat themselves, so you can kind of have fun with that. Like I did something like that where I did a video when they first announced that movie about Mufasa from The Lion King. They first announced that like a couple years back, like before it came out, and I was just predicting, I'm like, okay, how are they gonna tell this story now? Like, what are the modern updates gonna be? And my predictions, like, I got kind of close. They were a little more reserved and conservative than I thought they were gonna be with that movie, but they still kind of did the thing I knew they were gonna do, where they made Scar more sympathetic.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. I hate when they try to like humanize the villain. I hate that.
Well, it's like I'm fine with humanizing the villain, but at the same time, like there comes a point where they kind of cross over the threshold, and it becomes more like, like, oh, the villain was justified in what they did or whatever. And it's like, no.
Yeah, because that's normally the end game, though. You're normally just you're playing that sympathy card so that he was bad because all this stuff that happened before. That's normally how they normally how they try to play that. I don't like that. But I mean, because I mean, I guess if it works in benefit of the story, I guess though it would be nice though. Like for example, like a Darth Vader type thing. I mean, that explanation, like how he became the villain, that worked pretty good, I think.
Oh, definitely. And you know, like I know like Patrick and I both were talking on stream recently about how like I think both of our stories we try to play around with the idea of like nobody is 100% good or 100% evil for the most part. But it's that like and it's that through their actions the reader determines who's good and who's bad. But at the same time it's like, you know, we don't try to justify, you know, evil behavior, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems like a lot of modern movies and such, it's like, okay, like this person's totally justified being a genocidal maniac. And it's like, no.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Yeah, that's true. That's awesome stuff, man. Yeah, awesome. So any other any last what could you say? Like any last like pitch for the people looking to get Outlaw Nights?
Well, this is you know, this is a story taking place in the 31st century. Humanity is colonizing into outer space. History's repeating itself because the nations of Earth are all competing over territory and resources. It's a chaotic and hectic time period. Crime is on the rise. There has never been a better time to be a criminal, aka a pirate, than there has been in the 31st century.
Nice.
So yeah, you know, basically I'm taking a lot of classic themes of things like Treasure Island, but I'm bringing them into a postmodern, hyper cyberpunk world. And we're doing it right. We're not a lot of pirate stories I've seen that take place in the future. They either lean way too heavily on classic pirate stuff or they go kind of a weird other route with it. And it's like, no. These are criminals. These are people pulling off heists. We got gun battles. We got, you know, badassery. Everybody's sexy. It's the way it goes.
Way it's meant to be. Right. Awesome stuff, man. It was a pleasure having you, Ben. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll be sure to get you back on, to have you back on for issue 3 and beyond.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. And yeah, so people in the chat, please be sure to back Outlaw Nights issue number 2. He's got 10 issues in mind. So we're issue number 2, and then he'll continue putting out more. It's an ongoing series, or at least until then, though. And yeah, so get it, and all the links for Ben's social media is going to be in the description below. And then that'll be it for us for today. And don't forget, also, I'm going to be back Thursday at the regular time, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be interviewing Pete, unless there's any changes, because there may be some changes, though, but it's going to be Pete. I'm going to have him on. We're going to talk about the printing. And then next week, I'll announce Thursday who's coming on next week. And then yeah, we have more guests. I'm going to try to do it to where it's like a guest during the week. And then Thursdays, maybe I just hang out on Thursdays. I don't know. I'm still figuring stuff out. But yeah, I'll see you guys this Thursday, 11:30. Please be sure to check out Ben's info in the description. Get the book. It looks great. Interior looks great. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Dave's like, okay, bye. All right, thanks, man. But yeah, it's a pleasure having you guys here. Thank you very much, Ben. And that'll be it. That'll be it for us. Let me see. Let me pull this down. It's a pleasure, Ben. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And then with that, we are out. Yeah. Hey, Dave. Bye. Next time. I'll see you guys later. You guys be safe. I'll be here Thursday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. And with that, I'm out.